what if I told you selling 20K, 50K, 100K programs could feel easy, and it would feel like you were just having a conversation with someone, grounded in your body, you're speaking to the right person, there's no angle, there's no overcoming things, there's no here's why you need this. It's just, we are both powerful queens, we're having a conversation, you're talking to the people you want to be working with, and they are signing up for your 20K programs without lengthy DM conversations or getting on the phone. Now, if you're selling masterminds, group programs, this is going to be super helpful for you, because in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how you can sell these high ticket masterminds, group coaching programs, and what you need to be doing inside of your social media messaging in order to attract that type of person and call that person in. So masterminds, I love them. I've had masterminds for a very long time, since 2022. And I've had one mastermind since the end of 2022. It's been running for over 2 years now. I don't have a sales page for it. The mastermind is $75,000 for a year. And it has brought in multiple millions, no sales calls, no lengthy DMs, no sales page for it. And it's brought in millions and millions of dollars, along with our other masterminds as well. Another great example of this is we just had over $1 million launch of one of our masterminds, no sales page, just attracting the people that we wanted to have inside of that. So a mastermind is different than private coaching, right? A mastermind is you're bringing in a group of people, and ideally they're all coming into the same space to focus on the same big idea. So usually what people do wrong with masterminds, and why I've seen people fall short with them, or like they fall apart or weird things happen, is because they either try to market a high-level mastermind as A to Z program, or they try to market a high-level mastermind as just like come in and chat. And masterminds are supposed to be a space where people come in and they really think together. I mean, the whole word mastermind means people come together and they bring these different ideas. It's not just the one private mentor. And so if you're wanting to foster a high quality space, right? A space where people are coming in, there's no objection, they want to work with you, they're not a pain, they love being mentored by you, then you have to really create an experience inside of the mastermind that is focused on quality. And you do that by, when you're developing your mastermind, I highly recommend that you have one main focus that you're all moving towards, right? So it's like we're all moving towards this. In the Freedom Queen Mastermind, everyone is working towards taking their yearly revenue and putting it into their monthly revenue through building a high-end movement. In my Once Impossible Now Easy Mastermind, everyone is working to scale to multiple millions. When you're creating these masterminds, I want you to think like, what is the main point of this space? For example, I've seen masterminds before, and I know I won't join them and haven't joined them because it doesn't seem intentional. It's like there's just a lot of different focuses inside of it, and a mastermind is supposed to be a qualitative space. There's a difference between a scalable group membership, right? A membership usually is one to many, like there's going to be a lot of different focus. It's usually a lot of people in the group chat messaging each other. Sometimes people are cold pitching each other's offers. Like it's a membership, so there's lack of the through line. A mastermind has this very clear through line, and you're as the mentor are there to facilitate, guide, lead, mentor, but it's not private coaching. So when you're selling your mastermind, I really recommend that you have one high level focus that you're all working towards, this vision that is pulling everyone forward. And then I do recommend that when you market this, you market it as, here are the topics we're going to be talking about in this mastermind. If you do have main core topics, not because you're going to have a PowerPoint where you're teaching on them inside of the mastermind, not because you're going to be opening up a course every single call, but because you want all of the people in that mastermind to know these are some of the things we're going to focus on. And if that is attractive to them, then they're going to want to come in. So what are you going to be focusing on in that space? Like if I were to join a health mastermind and the focus was how to do keto diets and everyone in that space was at different levels of success, I would not want to be in that mastermind. I don't want to learn about that topic, and you all have a completely different vision than me. And this is what I commonly see. People say they want high-level masterminds, right? You want high level. You want like what we have in Freedom Queen, people buying our highest ticket offer, coming in nonstop. I want to be in this, no sales call, very simple sales. But then you're selling it to people that you don't even want in the mastermind. So you're changing your messaging because you think that that's what's going to sell, versus having one very clear focus of the dream client that you want to be working with and focusing on the different core topics that you want to have them focused on inside of that space and going through. So you want to be thinking about these two pieces. One, what is it? The vision of where you're all going towards. And two, what is the focus that you're going to have inside of this mastermind? And once you have that, that is pretty much all you need to know for the mastermind space. Yeah, we can work on the features and what is included in it. That's so simple. Like, let's be real. You don't need to workshop with me on the features of your mastermind space. You know what to do inside of it. It's more so the messaging around it that's going to attract the right buyer. That's the most important part. This is why my masterminds have always sold out. Like, we have always sold out our masterminds because of this. So the next piece is what? Well, now we need to think about your magnet. And I think about your feed, your Instagram feed, because that's where most of you primarily market, is your magnet. It's your Instagram feed. Now, the magnet is designed to showcase why you're the authority. It's designed to speak to that person that is a dream client for the mastermind. And it is designed to overcome any sort of objections that they might have, not so much as to why you're not the mentor for them, but as to why they might not be the person to join that space, because they might be having some fears inside as to why they think they can't be a part of your mastermind space. And so your feed does the work to help them overcome all of those beliefs. The first thing that a mastermind client wants to see is how you are embodying what it is that you're teaching. So you want to make content that showcases your biggest achievements. They want to see how you have blown up in whatever it is that you're teaching. Because a mastermind client is looking to be what? Expanded. When they join your mastermind space, they're coming in with, I want to be expanded by this woman. This woman has the potential to blow my mind. But if you're not telling them how incredible you are, they're not going to want to buy from you. They're not going to know that you're extraordinary. So what are some of the things that you can talk about for mastermind clients? Well, you can talk about a recent achievement. You can talk about a failure that you just had. You can, and let me just pull up my feed here, and I can show you some of the things that I've posted. 5 lessons I learned from generating 5 million. I've made 2 million in less than a year. Here are the 5 things I did differently, right? These are things that I've done for myself. Showcasing the journey, right? That's another great way to establish certainty, because people who have longevity and have been in the game longer and succeeded longer have more trust. So if you've been in the game for a while, gosh, this episode's so good. You're like, I feel like this should be so good, it should not be free. So coming back in, showcase your evolution, right? If you've been in the game for a while, you have an upper hand over other people. Talk about that. So another great post is like, marking your years. This year you were like this. This year you were like this. This year you were like this. What's next for you? Talk about how you've led yourself through some of the most difficult times. Another thing mastermind clients want to see, and this is the most underrated one and that people don't utilize, is being a savage. Now, I don't mean being a savage like you're mean or you have this certain angle, but I mean someone with a very strong backbone, right? You're like, you cannot mess with me. And you can say this in a bold, courageous way. You can say it in a soft, more feminine way. You can say it in this slow way. You can say it yelling. Like, there's no right or wrong. You definitely want it to be authentic in your own influence and how you speak. But someone who is powerful and strong is what they're looking for. Because that's what everybody is looking for, right? They want to be led. They want to be guided, and you're their leader to them. So when you're speaking, are you apologizing in your content? Are you making it sound like you don't have a backbone? Or are you speaking like, I'm the one, watch out, off with their heads, get out of my way, watch me? That frequency is so magnetic because you're actually free. This is what being a freedom queen is. You're free. You don't have to listen to other people. This is why when you become a freedom queen, people are so magnetized to you because you're free of what people think of you, free of judgment, free of rules, and that is so sexy. Everyone is magnetized to that when you step into that freedom queen frequency. They also want to know, do you remember how I asked you when you were coming out with your mastermind, like what the topics are that you're not that you're teaching on, but that you're focusing on in the mastermind? They also want to know that you're the authority in that. So you do want to make some content that showcases and teaches them how you're the authority in that topic. Let me give you an example. One of the topics that I really work on with clients in Freedom Queen is helping them move from a generalist to a specialist, or from the pawn to the queen of the chessboard, meaning they might be a regular business coach or a regular mindset coach. By working with me, you're going to 10x your sales because you get more specific in what you're known for. So I make content that says, if you're not blowing up right now, it's because no one has any idea what you do and what makes you unique, right? And then in the post, I go into what makes this program unique. Another one, how I turn your 6-figure months into 6-figure days, right? That is very specific to a client that would want to join my mastermind. I know that not everyone is going to resonate with that. And look, that post got 328, it's pretty great engagement. And I know that not all 300 and some of those people are interested in doing that. And I know probably 1% of the people that like that can actually relate to that right now. But it calls forward that mastermind client. So they want to know why you're the authority, so your story. They want to know that you have a backbone and you can lead them. And they want to know that you can teach them on the topics that you're actually focused on inside of the mastermind. Now, there's one more piece of content that I like to add in for mastermind clients, which is this activation content. This activation content is fun, it's exciting, it makes them laugh, it makes them look at you and go like, oh my gosh, I feel her heart in this, I feel her soul, I love what she's doing here. And there are a couple different ways that you can do this. So one way is, I made this post that said, it's me dramatically walking, and I'm talking about not giving an F. And I'm like, if I cared about what every bee in Manhattan thought of me, I'd never leave the house. It's this video on my Instagram feed. It's very sassy. Mastermind clients love that because they think it's funny. They're very serious, right? Not everyone's going to like that. Let me give you an example though of one that is not as, it's not as sassy, it's more emotional. So my team took this video of me backstage at Freedom Queen Live, and I'm videotaping one of my incredible mastermind clients. And they just caught me raw in the moment talking about how I love her and I'm so proud of her. That's also a way of activating a dream client, because activation content is designed to make them feel something. So when you read that, you feel something inside. You feel like, oh, I'm connected to her. I like her. It sometimes has a little bit of humor in it. It's funny. And so by doing this, you are creating a feeling in them that activates them and makes them want to move forward to choose you over anyone else. So what do you want to do inside of your Instagram feed? Number 1, stories. 2, savage. 3, specific topics calling forward that you know what you're talking about. And 4, activate them by creating a feeling inside of them. By creating this type of content, you're creating this ecosystem where people look at your feed and go, okay, I can see why I would follow her. Oh, she's definitely a leader. Oh, she can teach me some stuff. And she's making me feel inside like I want to work with her. Now, your next step after this is what? Well, then going and promoting your mastermind. But if you already have this magnetic marketing working on your feed, then what happens is the sales process is simple because they're already sold on you. Now they just want to know what program should they join, which is what happens inside of my DMs. When someone DMs me to join one of our masterminds, there's no objections I'm overcoming. There's no trying to sell them on anything. I actually just share the features of the program and the price point, contrary to what other people tell, which is like never share the features. I just share it. Here's what's included in it. Here's the price point. Are you ready to go? And do you want to work together inside of this program? Obviously, if it's a very close proximity program where there's a small group, like we have a couple masterminds that are very small group, then I will not just send them the link to the program. I'll have a little bit of a back and forth to make sure that they're qualified to be in that space. But another way that you can do that we've done to mitigate that sales process is send them through an application, make sure that they answer these couple questions, and then have them submit it. And then if they're approved, then we let them know, hey, you're approved to join the mastermind. Here's the link to sign up. If you got value out of this episode and you're like, okay, my mind is blown, which I'm positive that your mind is. These are the most common things that I see happen with people inside of selling their masterminds. They're all over the place in terms of what they're teaching on. They're not even really quite sure what they're teaching on. They're marketing to someone that they think that will buy it, unfortunately, instead of marketing the person they want to be buying it. And then their feed isn't actually positioning their program as the one for that person to join. So it's a magnet for the wrong person, which then leads the sales process wonky. People aren't buying, and then what happens is they say no to you, but then they go and buy someone else's $25K year-long program, and you're sitting over there going, what the heck? What did you do wrong? Well, your content is not doing the magnetic marketing that it could be doing. And if you're looking for a place to dive into this work more, you want to have a feed that is magnetic for a client that wants to pay you high ticket, so 10K, 25K, 50K, 100K. You want support and teachings on this messaging piece that we're talking about. You want to talk about the actual sales process, so creating what I teach on, which is called buying experiences. Why? Because people buy because they feel like buying. Then I recommend you join our Freedom Queen Experience. The Freedom Queen Experience is a year-long space for you to create a high-end movement that is a world of your own. And inside a world of your own, you have very unique messaging, which attracts this person. You're embodied in the messaging, and you put that embodied messaging on your feed. You create high ticket offers, year-long programs that are scalable, and you have insane levels of my favorite thing, which is brand loyalty, meaning people are loyal to your brand. They're loyal to your community, your family. They want to stay forever and ever and ever, no matter what you drop, people buy. Whether it's a mastermind, a book, a conference, they buy it. And you want to do that this year. I'm going to put the link below in the show notes. Make sure that you sign up for the Freedom Queen Experience. And after you do, message me on Instagram, where you get to have one anchoring moment with me where you share what it is that you're going to do in 2025 and why you're signing up for Freedom Queen Experience. Okay, I can't wait to see you sell out your masterminds, your year-long programs, and I'll talk to you soon.